Hello, guys. No, wait.
You ain't never from me. All this will come in. You're not cut it. We won't cut.
Hello, guys. Welcome back to another episode of Talk It Out. And we are your hosts, Leslie.
Ella.
Ella, how have you been? Your week? How are things going?
My week has been good by God's grace. We are holding on steadfast.
Yeah. Me, my own has just been draining, guys.
Why has it been draining?
In the whole week, sometimes I don't even see myself. I've been picking this
How do you not see yourself?
I've been picking this because when I close from work, I just bath and then sleep. And then the next day, I'm up like 5:30. And guys, the weather and everything, I'm so not built for this, guys. I want soft
She's
life.
built for soft life.
I'm built for soft life, period. So today, we are going to talk about something that we all kind of struggle with, and that's the waiting period. Be it you waiting for a job, relationship, like the right partner, like generally, I feel the waiting period is one of the most hardest periods of like our life.
Yeah.
Because it's when you be like, should I give up or not? Should I do this or not? And that's what we are going to talk about. I think it's going to be quite interesting. Let's just see how this thing goes. Ella,
Okay.
when have you had to wait for something?
Me, my whole life.
Because I just feel like we're waiting. It just starts as we being kids. Like, even at a very young age, you want something from your mom, you want something from your dad. They'll be like, oh, you know what? Just wait. I'm coming. Just wait. I'll get it to you. Let's say you want like a mobile phone, you want a laptop, you want this, like when we were young and everything. You'd be like, okay, wait. But I think it's just difficult, but then again, there's a good side to everything, isn't it?
Yeah. And we actually want to talk about it in respect to our Christian lives. As a Christian, what do you do while you're waiting? As a Christian, what do you go through? And I think that it is good to wait because I feel like it kind of rebuilds you and prepares you for what you're waiting for.
Yeah.
And one thing too that I learned is that it's not meant to be easy while you're waiting.
Waiting is hard, Ella, especially if you're not even patient. It just makes the whole thing even worse because waiting is hard. I know we are going to sit on here and then be like, you know what, we need to do this, we need to do this, we need to do that. But until you are in the situation, guys, it's not easy. Waiting is so, and even the Bible like acknowledges that like waiting is hard. So sometimes it even tells us that we should be patient and then everything. But waiting it's really difficult. Like, when do you know that you know what, I'm done, I need to give up? I remember, okay, I don't think that story has to come in, or maybe as we go along the line, I'll just talk about it.
What story?
So, oh, you know. Don't worry. You have to be patient. You have to wait. You have to wait. You see, it's all part. So how do you prepare yourself during like the waiting period? Like when you are waiting for something, it could be a job, like anything.
Okay, so one thing that my spiritual father would always say,
Hey,
it is hard to,
my spiritual father. Spiritual father, if you're watching, hello.
that you don't wait and complain. I used to do that a lot. Like, but it's human.
It's human. Like, if you want something, you're going to complain.
No, but you know that the more you do that, the more your time extends. Like, the more you wait longer while you complain. Because God is always saying, enter my house with gratitude in bad
times or in good times. Yeah.
So that is one thing that, and even though I have that, you might trust me. It is hard because you can do everything right.
Yeah.
You can do the 3 days and start dry fast. Don't eat. You can read your Bible 24/7. In fact, let's say you're waiting for a job. You can fix your CV. You can
Yeah.
prepare for the interview. In fact, I feel like it's those times that while you're preparing, that's when even it gets hard.
Didn't I tell you that? Like, I don't know. I think I've said this thing before, but in one of our episodes, I don't know if I've said it or not, but I was like, days that you actually be like, I'm praying, I'm fasting, I'm doing this. That's when it's like, the devil will be like, I came here purposely for you. Because there are days that you're fasting and then everything, you get to work and that's when everything just goes haywire. That's when like, and it could be just the little things, like you could just be going and a car will just pass by and then just splash right on you. It could be like the little,
That's
like
the day you miss your bus.
You miss your
The
bus,
train will
like
delay.
oh
You
my,
get to
even
work and
delay, cancelled.
There's a car in there's a car I
Like-
work with, like, but then
And you have to be strong and then like still wait, like in all
yes,
these
in all that,
periods.
you need to be grateful. And yeah, so I feel like it is human to complain, but that is one thing that, like I said, I was taught that it really delays our blessings. If like, especially say you're praying for one thing. One thing too is that humans, we never stop wanting. There's always something that
Yeah, our wants are insatiable. Like we always need
yes,
something.
so you need to learn how to be content in a certain situation. Like no matter how bad it is, no matter, please, I'm saying this and I'm guilty of all that because
yeah, oh
Number
yeah,
of times
that's why I
I'll call and
said
cry and
see, like
moan and complain, but God is teaching us while you're waiting, do not wait with compliance, wait in gratitude. One thing too that I've learned to practice is like if I want something, I imagine myself having it.
yeah,
I write my testimonies down before they happen.
I
And-
think I don't know if any one of you would like participate in Hallelujah Challenge or anything.
Yeah.
But it's something like Pastor Nath actually does. Like I think normally the last day or like the last 2 days or something, you dress like your testimony, like you are manifesting into it. You get what I mean? So I think I think it's so good. But sometimes too when I'm waiting, it's just, have you heard of breath prayers?
No, what's that?
Like it's just, reciting, let's say 1 or 2 verses or something in the Bible, and then like you just taking deep breath, like you inhale. So let's just say you are scared, you are anxious or something. You just like be like, you know what? The Lord says I should be strong and be courageous. Sometimes like these, it's not me like just praying everything, because sometimes it's so annoying, and then sometimes you be like, God, do you even like exist or anything? And you cannot like pray for those long hours and everything that you used to do. So sometimes you're just
exhausted.
you're just exhausted,
Like I said,
and
you fasted and prayed and done all that. So like, what else is there to do? Africana is getting more harder.
It's getting worse and everything.
Yeah.
So I just like, sometimes when I'm just there, I'll just like zone out and then be like, you know what? God says I shouldn't be afraid. God says I should be strong and be courageous. God says this. And then sometimes it helps. The situation is not going to go totally bad. The anxiety and then you being worried and then everything, sometimes it's actually like it works. It really calms down like my nerves and then everything. So I think maybe we should just write down 1 or 2 verses that we normally like, and then, kind of aligns with the situation that we are in right now. And then just practice those breath prayers because it helps.
Yeah. And then let's talk about the comparison trap where like, we are waiting. One thing that I would say I'm grateful for is my friends. No, actually you. Do you know why I'm saying that? There was a time that we both wanted something. I'm not going to say that one here.
Oh yeah, that was the story I wanted to talk about.
Like we were both praying for the same thing. And she didn't even know that I was praying for it. You didn't even know that I was praying for you until it happened, and I showed you a screenshot of my prayer list. And I feel like it's because we are so like supportive of each other. Like we don't, if you get some, like we don't compare like, oh, Leslie did this and that, so that, or Leslie is exactly like, and you see how the blessing happened. Like God blessed us in a like everyone has their own. I don't even know how to put it.
And this says like I cannot say it out loud, but guys, you know when you've been praying for something like this thing, you've been praying for it for months, for years, and then I'm saying years like it's been, but it's actually been
a year or something,
so,
a year and a half.
Like you've been praying for something, and then like sometimes that's why I see that. We'll talk about friendships too in another like episode and then everything. But the people you move with it really matters, because when I know that Ella's prayers has been answered, I just know mine is just round around.
Exactly.
It's just right around the corner.
You remember that's what I
Because
told you.
It just happened like
Yeah.
within a span of what? Was it even a month or two?
Yeah.
Like it just happened so quickly. And yeah, just continue. I'm sorry.
So like I feel like, again, not comparing yourself to others.
Yeah.
Me, I'm grateful for the circle I have. I don't have many people around me.
Yeah.
But the people I have around me, God bless them so much. It's
Amen. I
they're-
receive it too.
Yeah, for real. Like it's like everyone has their own. Like you get those that will support you, those that will encourage you, those that will push you towards. Like they're not taking me away from
Yeah.
God. Yeah, and it is very important. And then that's when the comparison thing that I was talking about come in.
Yeah.
Do not sit and compare yourself to others. Like, oh, we started this together, but this person has gotten to where they are or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm the one that prays, like, I'm fasting, I'm consistently in church, I'm consistently doing this. Yet, no, for real, like, sometimes it does happen that those that you see and you feel like, oh, they're not really, like, sort of religious.
Yeah.
And then you that you feel like, hey, God, I'm serving you right, I'm under your feet and all that. Like, it's so, and to me, I feel like waiting is supposed to prune all that. It's supposed to
like prepare you for what
make
is
you
coming.
keep your eyes on God.
Yes.
God and then God alone. Nothing else.
Because like right now there are things that, let's say when I was back home, like in Ghana, when I was in like junior high school, or was it senior high school, I really wanted to travel. Like I just wanted to leave everything behind, just travel and then everything. And I know for sure that if at that time God answered my prayers and then I actually traveled, maybe I won't be the Leslie you are seeing here now. It would, because I feel when you're waiting for something, God actually like preps you. Because let's say if you want, let's say a toffee or you want something and then God gives it to you right now, maybe at that particular point in time, that is not what is right for you. That is not what is healthy for you. Mm-hmm. So God will just let you wait. Because if I came here, maybe I wouldn't be so focused on God as I am now.
Yeah.
Maybe waiting till that time, like till this time that I actually traveled and then everything, I wouldn't be the Leslie that I am now. I may have been like someone differently, because if God gave me what I wanted at that time, that's why there's this verse in Isaiah that says his ways are not our ways, neither are his thoughts our thoughts. Maybe we feel we need this thing at this particular moment, but maybe at that particular moment, that's not the right thing for you. Mm-hmm. If God grants it for you, it's not going to align with the plans and the future that he has for you. Because mind you, his plans is to prosper us and not to make us, be bad or anything. Chipping.
Was it after school or I've forgotten, but it's kind of like a similar something where I wanted to school then.
Yeah.
Like come to school in the UK then. I don't know if it was after school, after service, I've forgotten one of them. But that was the initial plan. And then my relationship with God wasn't really, I wasn't really like, I mean, I've always served since childhood, but I didn't know God. I was just serving.
Because
I used to instruments and stuff.
Yeah.
So but then I realized that coming to the UK after a year, before I wanted to come to school, but coming after a year, it really changed. That was when I started joining the prayer meetings and stuff. That was when I started praying.
So you see, it's good you waited.
Because if my mom had said, oh, okay, go do whatever, or let me just bring you at that time, I don't think I would still be that Ella. Like,
sometimes waiting is actually meant to break the old you out.
Yeah.
It's meant to break like the old you, to mold you into like a new person that God has planned for you and then everything. So sometimes we shouldn't also see waiting as a punishment. This is all these things that I'm saying. I hope I'm taking my own advice, because
God, why so long? God,
like,
can't you hear that? I used to cry like.
And even if you compare, like if you are waiting and at that time you compare, like I don't even blame you, because it's in every human being's nature to actually compare. Because if you need something, if you want something, and then you feel like, if it's this job position, I even feel like qualified for this job position, and like, why am I not getting it? Someone else is getting it. You are in your right sense to like compare and then kind of feel jealous a little, but it's not healthy though. But what you for do like it's just natural. It's
Yeah.
natural if you do that. And we shouldn't see it as a punishment, to be very honest. We
And
should
then-
just see it as God molding us for something
Yes,
greater that
sometimes
He has for us.
your plans are not God's plans.
Neither you
Because
always say so.
You can be praying for one thing, and God knows. Let me, for instance, use relationship. You met this guy, he's everything wrong, you know it.
Everything wrong. Okay.
You know it.
Yeah.
But you are praying that God, please change him for me.
See that one, you're just wasting your waiting, or like you're just waiting.
And you are
wasting
waiting on
that-
God
yeah.
to give you a miracle. You're waiting on God to sometimes. Yeah.
See, it won't work. It won't work.
Sometimes I feel like God has his that prayer that you are praying for that person. There's another person that God has prepared for you, but because your mind is so focused on that area, again, not just relationship, it could be job, it could be anything that you're waiting for. Maybe God might see that if I put Enchua here or Leslie here, she would do better. She would flow better. She would flourish better. But Enchua's mind is there, so God will let you wait until you see that this is not for me. No, for real. Sometimes we get stuck in certain situations because of our own conscience. You know, God doesn't force.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He's giving us that option,
giving
like
us
the
a
choice to
free will.
choose.
So while you're waiting, analyze yourself. Is this situation bringing me peace? Is this something that God will?
Is this
That's
something
when
that's worth
redirection-
waiting?
Yes, that's when redirection comes in, because that's only then and then would God say that, okay, you've seen that this is not for you.
Yeah.
So then I would redirect you towards
But Ella,
something
how
else.
do you know that this is not for you? Because let's say, as she said, like a relationship and then something. Sometimes she'd be like, you know what, I'm really praying for this person to like change and then everything. It could be a job. Let's say you want this position. You are really praying to God that you get promoted to that position. Meanwhile, for all you know, God's plan is for you to even quit that job, go
And
and
go-
start your small business,
Yes.
and then it will flourish. But let's even remove the relationship aside and then let's focus
Talk
on
about-
job.
yeah.
Ella, how do you stop and then just be like, you know what, I'm just leaving this thing. Meanwhile, maybe that job is actually paying well for now, but you are really praying for like a promotion or something. And then how would you even know that, you know what, maybe it's just God's plan that I just quit this whole thing and then just start from scratch.
Let me give you a story.
Yeah.
Bella Mundi.
Yeah.
She said her story about how she left. Hey guys, I'm sorry, please. I don't know what I'm saying, but don't pick it up and go and tag it. And social media has its own. But
Yeah.
she said a story about how she left her previous station that she was working with and then
Yeah.
moved to the new one. And then she was like, when the time was right, everything felt wrong.
Okay.
Everything felt wrong in the sense that that's when she was unhappy. The job can pay well, but you can know that this is not for me, even by just how you feel by being in that environment. The environment became so toxic that she had no choice but to leave.
So do you think maybe sometimes when God is just seeing that, you know what, you are not even seeing it for yourself, He will intentionally just throw little
Yeah, the
things
signs
to
are
like
always
force you
there.
to leave.
Like I said, sometimes we want to see what we want to see. But if you take a step back, the signs will always be
The
there.
signs will always be
Sometimes
there.
it's not anything big. It can be just like a job that you love so much. Now you go into it and you feel so frustrated. Or every time you wake up, you have anxiety because I'm going to this work. Like, do you get me? Like, it shows it's time to maybe look at other options. Maybe it's time to pray for redirection or pray that, you know.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the signs are always there. You just have to look further.
And right, let's just link it to the Bible like a little. Do you think the olden days, like, you know, when they had to wait, like someone like Job, I don't know how that man did it because he literally had, you know, sometimes when you're waiting for something that you don't have, it's not as painful as you having something
and then
coming
God
back
just
to
burns everything
like
down.
zero, and then you are actually waiting to get to that level again. Sometimes she'd be like, am I even going to get to this level? Am I going? Because let's say back home, there are people that have traveled and then they were really doing well back home, all in the hopes of, let's say I get here and then things will change, everything will be easy peasy for me. And then they come and then it's a different like thing got together. and then you knowing that right now you have to wait and then work so hard for like what you think could have become. And let's just relate it to Job's story. That man had everything.
And then it went back to zero.
Everything, and then it just went back to zero. And I think maybe one or two things that we can learn from his story is he still never gave up. Or did he? I've not read the whole thing, but for what I know that he didn't give up, even though his wife was trying to tell him that why are you still like worshiping this God that literally took everything away from you, this God that did that. Sometimes you may be waiting, and then maybe advice from the external like circle, it could be friends, it could be family, it could be everything, and then they will just be throwing in words. I know it's really hard, I know it's really difficult, but we can also take like some sort of moral story from how Job still continued to pray, although he expressed how he was feeling, although like he cried to God. I'm sure there were days that he was like, why is all these things happening to me, and then everything, but he still waited, he still prayed, and then look at the long run. He had like 10 times or maybe a hand of everything that he had.
When we pick that story, what I get from it is faith.
Like
unwavering. Is it unwavering or unwavering?
Wait. I cannot move. What's that beeping sound?
It's a car.
Oh, a car. Okay.
Wait, that was a bomb.
I was like, bro, stop packing. Okay.
Faith that doesn't shake, that doesn't wither, because I think with him he believed that I've seen God do this before, and he can
do it again.
Yeah. Same thing with Abraham.
Yeah, Sarah. Like, just imagine,
Isaac.
even right now, like in our modern day, like generation, and then everything, you get married, and after a year or two, you've not given birth. These pressures, and sometimes come to talk of Sarah's son. When we are waiting for something, we shouldn't go ahead and then force our way into things, because in as much as Sarah was waiting for a child and then everything, she actually kind of like was kind of manipulating the whole situation to let Abraham, and then what was the name of their servant? I've forgotten the woman's name.
Yeah.
And it always doesn't work out. I think in this waiting period too, we need a faith, and then we have to be really, really like patient,
self-discipline too,
and self-discipline too as well. Because right now, like, let's say when it comes to relationship, let's say you're clocking 30 or 31, which I don't even think is a bad thing, but that is what is just normal in our society. And then just waiting, we shouldn't actually settle in our waiting period.
Yeah.
We should never settle in our waiting period. In as much as you feel like the clock is ticking, this, that, you should not settle, because trust me, you might settle and then regret it. We should never settle in our waiting period. We should never force things to happen whilst we are waiting for like an answer from God. We should always trust his process, and then that's when like faith and everything comes in. You should learn how to trust. I know this thing, I'm just talking and it's really hard. If it's just you, it's easier said than done, because you turn around, everyone is getting married, everyone is doing this. I think people are also scared of being alone and then everything. But you should know that you are never, ever alone in these things.
I want to add with the settling, that as Christians, sometimes you waiting and you feel like I waited too long, I need to do something about it. God isn't coming, or God isn't hearing me, and we jump into something else that's not part of the plan or part of God's plan. What you're literally doing is you're delaying your own blessings, because guess what?
It's going to be another life lesson or something.
Exactly.
You have to come back to zero.
Square one to come and start. If
all over.
You're at level 10, you go back to level 1 to come and start
one.
to come and start the wait period.
Yeah.
So it's all about having faith, self-discipline, trust, actually keeping your eyes
patience. So you have to be patient too.
And trusting God. I don't know how, for me right now, I can confidently say that. Please, because I'm saying it, the devil don't come and test me. But with what I've seen God do with me, there is nothing that I would, I always tell you, like, it doesn't matter. I will cry, I'll complain. Yeah. But never for once would I feel like God is not coming through.
But you doubt him that,
because I've seen him come through like 10 times more than what I was actually praying for, 10 times more than what I was expecting. And I feel like like I said, if I want something, I envision myself that I already have it. I write my testimonies down. And
I think I should start doing that. You know?
should.
I should.
For real. Like, and it just happens. It happens even more than how like
You
I
envisioned it to be.
because it's faith. I'm pouring myself into God. Like, God, hold my cup. This is what I want.
Yeah.
And it happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
So I
does.
feel like it's something that we should all practice while we're waiting.
And I feel are you done? Sorry.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah. And I feel whilst we are waiting to, like, we shouldn't be stuck in that like place. We should always try to do something to like move forward, or something to also kind of keep us busy. Because let's say you are waiting for a job, like you are not working, you are jobless and then everything, and you are waiting on for a job. You shouldn't just sit there saying, you know what, I really trust God, I'm going to get this job. You should also try and find something to do whilst you are waiting. Because I remember I was waiting for this job that I applied for. Like, I was really praying to God that they would, you know, accept me and then everything. But whilst I was waiting, I just wasn't just like sat there. Even if it was volunteering, like I used to come all the way to London, knowing very well that it's something that I won't even get paid for. But it was just something to keep me busy, so that because you never know, maybe God will answer in like a month, 2, 3, 4. You never know. But if you keep yourself busy, sometimes I feel like you don't really see the time pass.
Yeah.
So whilst we are waiting we shouldn't just be sat there. Like, let's say you're looking for a job, you're waiting on for a job, and then you're just sat there in your room doing nothing, just saying, okay, I trust God. You know, faith without works, it won't even work. You have to
preparation.
You have to prepare like for what you actually want to like happen, and then everything.
And then mind you, God won't hand it over to you until he knows you
are ready for it.
Yeah, until he knows you can walk that path. If it's marriage, you're praying for a God-fearing man. God won't hand you a God-fearing man until God knows you can pray.
What if that God-fearing man is also praying for a God-fearing woman, and you've not gotten to that stage? So how would God? You're sleeping. So how will God carry you and then go and give to that innocent man praying for his God-fearing wife to come and then do everything again? It's not going to work.
It's all preparation towards where you want to go.
Yeah.
In as much as I believe in God, I pray and everything, the hard work counts. That you get up and go and do something.
Yeah.
Yes. If sometimes, and then there's exhaustion too, because sometimes you feel like I have tried, especially with the jobs in the UK. I have tried.
Ella.
Read.
Where's tissues?
Unfortunately, the day that you sit down and write good personal statements, like pour out your qualification, like that's the next morning system will give you, unfortunately.
Like it's
exhaustion will set in, but it's all part of the process. You learn, like going for interviews. Each time you go for an interview, you learn something. You know how to, if there's a position like this, like I know how to, it's all preparation towards what you want in the future. So don't just sit down and be like, and then even if you get tired, get up. Even if you get tired, that's my motivation for going to the gym every day. Like, all I need to do is... I don't
know how she does it, guys. You know, no. I started going to the gym. I stopped. I went. And then I just realized that, energy, you guys are just taking my money because I'm not even good. I don't know how you do it when it comes to the gym, Ella. It could be raining. Ella will be running. And then you didn't even just end up with the gym. Ella just woke up one day. You know what? I'll be going for long runs. And it's not just a run. Oh, Ella will be running for miles. And then after, she won't go home. She'll go straight to the gym. Girl, I don't know how you do it.
No, but I feel like...
I really don't know how you do it.
Typical example of if you want a situation to change, you change.
Hey.
I felt like I just didn't like how I looked then, right? So I do something about it because no one is coming to save you. That's the truth. No one is literally coming to save you. So every time I wake up, like my mind is, all I need to do is get up and get there. When you get there, you do something.
Yeah. Self-discipline.
Guys. Like when you just have to get up and get there. And then when you get there, you do something. And that has been my motivation. So
Maybe I'll just borrow that motivation and then let's see how far it goes, because I'll start and then I'll just quit, because I'll be like, sometimes I just wake up and I'll be like, you know what, I can't even be bothered. Like, I cannot be
The
bothered,
weather.
especially winter. Then
The weather is
telling
your
me
worst
you're
enemy.
Virgo. But guys, see, just know that God always comes through for us. Like, I know, because as we said initially that human wants are insatiable, there are things that you prayed for and you are living in answered prayers now. But because we are too focused on what we want, like the next thing that we want, it's like sometimes we just tend to forget all that God has done for us. So God will always pull through for us. Me, my favorite verse is Jeremiah chapter 29 verse, is it 10 or 11? It's my favorite, but I don't even know that verse. But he says, for I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, to give you a bright future. So I know for sure that if not for anything,
Pretty
God,
sure.
hey, I beg, if not for anything, my future has to be bright, because
Yes.
God, you said
it.
you said it in your word. So God, see, and everything is just in God's word. You said it in your word that my future is going to be bright, so it is going to be bright. Apostle Joshua Selman, I don't know if you listen to, he was like actually saying, like teaching us. No, when I say teaching us, like I was there in person, but he did this sermon and then he was kind of like teaching all of us how to like pray. And then sometimes the word is what we say back to God, because it's things that he has said. And then we would say that, God, based on what you said, I'm not the one that said it, so you are the one that said it. And I know at this point in time, like it's really difficult and then everything, but I am still like relying on the promise that you've made for us. And I know that you will not fail me. One of my favorite Bible verses too was like in Psalm, that God is within me. I will not fail. And Ella, I remember it was my favorite verse. And then during that time, I think it was when I was coming and then everything, like a whole lot had to, like whole lot of things were happening all at once. My passport, like something, like my passport that was ready, all of a sudden, like something that is supposed to take a weekend too. Like I lost so many opportunities. I think I told you, because if I had come during that time, like maybe things would have been different. And that time too, I was also waiting, but I just didn't give up. And I was like, God, you are within me. There's no way I'm going to fail. I will make it. And then that's, I can't even imagine me saying this, but like, look at us now. I know we are not where we want to be, but we should just trust God. It's all going to work out. It's all going to fall in place. Yes. It's really all going to fall in place.
About what you said about Abraham and Isaac. And this is someone that God had promised, because you said God's word. God's word always will come to pass.
Yeah.
Sometimes it might feel like it won't. But I think, to me, I've learned that everything that happens is supposed to glorify God. Bad or good. That's how I see it. And it happens. Like, it happens. Abraham was promised a son. They waited for so long.
Very long time.
I was like, what, 90?
90 something.
90 something. They got Isaac, and then God said, take your son to the mountains and sacrifice him.
Bro, I swear.
If it was you.
Like, he won't do it.
We're talking about faith and everything, but if it was you. Like,
no, I know we are used to these stories because it was something that we used to learn when we were in Sunday school. How heavy that is. But like deep it, man. Deep it.
You've married. Oh, yeah. You're able to give birth now. And all of a sudden, God is saying, that child, take that child and go and kill him. But he did it anyways, because he believed that this
I even just imagine how Isaac also felt. That your own daddy is going to like
kill you because God said he should. And what Abraham did was just hold God to his word, because God promised me. God said, and
my descendants will be like, is Abraham, right? Like the sand beach, whatever. Me, I don't even. But
he never sat down to question and say, hey, how will my descendants be like the sun when I only have one child in? But I think he believed that God can resurrect him. Even if I killed him, he can resurrect him. And that's the importance of faith. Holding God to his word.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Me, I've experienced that. Like, it doesn't matter. His word will come to pass.
Yeah.
And then I think that's one thing that you can look up to, that when you're losing focus, you can hold on to the word. And maybe it can be a prophecy, or it can be even a Bible verse or something. And then when you're praying, you pray with it that God, your word said. My spiritual father will always say,
Hey, this your spiritual father. I have to meet
God,
him.
you have to. God, your word said. God, you said this about me. Era, the what some say.
Right, the what some say.
Yeah.
So I think
I just love that. I'm loving this episode.
yeah, I didn't even know it was going to turn out this way. And I always say that with this podcast, in as much as we are talking to you, or it's kind of like a reality check
like,
for me too. So whilst we are waiting for the things we've written in our book, like I know at least we have to be self-disciplined. Like there has to be faith, there has to be trust,
you
there
have
have to be
wait well.
patience, you have to wait well, like you
Wait
have
with
to,
gratitude.
yeah,
Don't complain.
yeah,
Do active, not passive. Don't lie down and sleep and expect God to hand you a miracle.
yeah.
Life doesn't work like that.
Yeah, it doesn't work that way. So yeah, I think this should be the end of this episode. I really enjoyed it, and I really hope you guys did. Thank you all for the love and the support you've been showing us till this date. And if you've even stayed up to here, like, thank you
We are
so
grateful.
much. So grateful.
Guys, this is the end. We hope to see you on our next episode. Please subscribe, like,
Share,
comment,
share.
all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It goes a long way to help us and motivate us as well. When we see the comments, is that me that you're talking about me?
Oh my days.
So bye.
Bye guys. See you next time.